right. Well, I'm John Froschauer with State Parks, and this is Doyle Bryant with manager at Burgess Falls State National Area. It's May 1st, 1998, and we're talking with former resident Vernon to share with us the history of what's now Burgess Falls National Area. Continue where you were.
Well, I moved right in here when I was a year old. Got my face to camp here.
Yeah, if it's possible, with the noise in the background.
I lived right there for 23 years, nearly 24. And my father, he was overseer of the power plant for the city of Cleveland. Of course, he lived there until they sold out to TVA. And then I left here and was in the timber business all over everywhere. Mining going from Alabama. Then I come back here when my father, he passed away, and my mother worked on the construction. Worked down here, raised farms, done a little of everything. Of course, Dad didn't have to. He didn't have to do that when there was trouble, you know. Every year he'd buy 20 mules out of Missouri. We worked them and plant corn, food with it. He had some farms all over everywhere around here. We put out as much as 100 acres, but the crowd of us, heavily did the mules.
So you rented farms in this area?
Yeah, he rented farms. There's one over here, one field had 50 or 60 acres in it. Plowed them. The time I was 10, 11 years old, we'd break them with a mule, and he'd sell them to the farm, and break another pair. That went. We worked around here. We hauled that dirt bridge up here, that little old dirt field. You may have not seen it. They built that with mules. Got the scoops, these old plow, big scoops. I was too little to do any of the work, but I could ride the back of the scoop when they'd go back. Daddy had 2 or 3 teams he worked on. The city paid him for the use of his mules.
What were they scooping this out for?
They built a dirt bridge across up there, across the lake.
Okay.
You ain't never been up there. We'll have to take you up there today. You've been across the lake.
You're talking about just above the new bridge?
Yeah, just on up.
Yeah. The gravel road goes across there. Yeah. Where the culvert is.
Yeah, they built that scoop dirt out there.
Okay.
They built that with mules.
So this is so before you were born, your father was he was a farmer in this area?
Well, I don't know what he done before he come here. He helped build the first dam out here. And then they put him in the plant. He stayed in the plant a year, and Dick Carter was the superintendent over it. Of the outfit. And then he had recommended him for his job, so he took his job and stayed here as long as he lived. The city kept him on. He tried to hire him. He said, well, the city had been good to him when it was hard times, and he just stayed on with it.
So you lived here from the time you were about 1 year old to 23?
About 1923.
So 1923 is when you moved here. Okay. All right. And your house was in the area where this parking lot is now.
Could you point this out here? Maybe before you walk around, point us out where things are situated around here.
Yeah, that's pretty right there. Now we had a spring. We had a spring that come from up way up down the woods. We piped it down there. That's where we got our water. We piped it from up in them woods up down there. They run out right there. Somebody want to know why my mother wouldn't let them paint my house. She said, I don't want that big one. You know, and the door for people coming to want to drink all the time. She just fixed it right there in the yard. She got to walk out there because she didn't have that. She could have painted there, but she didn't want to because there's so many people. Back then, they come in here with the roads from everywhere.
sightseers or
Yeah,
mostly local?
well, they didn't know where to go back then time much, and they just come down here to the falls, and they could swim out here in the lake. And there's a bunch of the city hands come down. My father built a big old boat, put a Dodge car motor in it, work on the lake, and they go up the river, and there's a bunch went, and it was dark, and they kicked the chain, had a big old chain, all I could ever figure. And yet they was coming down the river, and they hit a log, I guess, because they turned that thing right down, and there's, I believe it was 5 of them that's in that boat grounded. They had a house there. 5 of the people that grounded in there. They come out there that night, they got them out. I mean, you know.
Really?
They used that old boat. About 20 men get on, you know, and they go up the lake where they was going to work and clean up. They kept all the brush and all the timber and everything. It don't look like it now. They've let the water all out of it. I wish it had it back. But I forgot how many was drowned. It's been so long, I can't remember. I know my brother was sick at that time, and them women was taking on some of them. They come in the house here. Dr. Harris was down there, and he told them they're going to have to get quiet today. Disturbed with my brother there that was sick. They use that boat all the time, but there's just people come from everywhere, just like you do down here. Y'all, of course, there weren't as many, but I've seen as many as 100 here back when they just those mules, horses, and walked in here.
When did that drowning incident take place?
I can't remember the date when it happened.
But it's when you lived here, is that correct?
While I lived
Okay.
here, yeah. I was just, 14-year-old.
What y'all raised around here? Corn and tobacco, or
Well,
what else?
we raised some tobacco one time and put out that field over here where it's growed up now in the woods. Back, I was about 10-year-old, and put out about 2.5 acres of tobacco. And when we took it and sold it, it either brought $1.50 more than the sale bill was, or like $1.50 to pay on the sale bill was. That was the first tobacco crop. But he raised mules. I mean, he grew them, breaking and selling and trading on mules.
Your dad did?
Yeah. One time we weren't, busy. Of course, we had to do most of the work, of course. Something busy, you have to do. We'd buy all them mules, and we'd work the farm, raise that. Right down there was a large potato patch. And along there somewhere was a garden, but I can't, since I filled this in, it don't look like it. And we had an old barn set right out there. And we had a big barn down here there. Right out there. A lot down there.
Which is the tree you said you set out?
This maple right over here.
Right.
Then you out there to the plant.
And did you work that field back
Yeah,
there?
sometimes.
The one behind you there?
Yeah, we just rented it long to other people. But you need to get about a dozen and go see Tommy Burgess and see if you can't get him in buying that thing, that 6 acres.
Oh yeah,
We sure
need that. Yeah.
Because if you get a bunch of trailers like the other rangers putting in up right down here, you're going to have a mess.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we certainly could use more land.
Well, anyway, you can keep it.
Where'd you say the big barn was down here?
Well, it was an old log barn that we had right down, sitting right in, right to the right of the pavilion. It was sure, I don't know who built it, or how long, how many years it's been. But I know we had this one built down here, my dad. I don't know who paid for it. I guess the city did, but he ain't built. They're pretty good to him. I mean, whatever he'd ask them, most time they'd do it. They weren't like Jones's bosses.
Really?
Yeah, they stayed here and worked here. Built these little old outfits in here.
What What kind of house did you live in here? Was it?
It's a big weatherboard house.
Frame house.
Two-story house. Had, well, it had one big, 2 rooms is all they had upstairs, but it was that 5 downstairs, I guess. But there's big rooms, you know, 16 by 20 or something. It was a big little house.
And how many brothers and sisters did you have?
I had 3 brothers and 1 sister. 2 of my brothers is dead. Got 1 brother living with my sister, but she's in all bad. She'll be up there.
So did they all stay around the area pretty much and work?
Well, we all left here, most of us. Brother that's next to me, he lived in Atlanta, just out of Atlanta. He worked in Atlanta for a while. We run a shuttle mill just out of Atlanta. And then when I quit down there, he just stayed on, got a job up there. I don't know, some kind of factory or something. Then my other brother, my oldest brother, lived right up here. He moved back here, back here all the time. And he lived in Roanoke, Alabama a long time. On a mill there, the shuttle block of cotton. That finally went out of business. And when I come back, I went into construction. Worked on it. That building started on the hospital up there. You seen it? I helped build the first big part of it. Then me and 3 more guys built one of the football stadiums. So, well, part of it anyway. We pulled all the beams in there.
So that was were you in the service during the Second World War?
Yeah, a little while. I didn't stay long. I had a stomach trouble and they turned me out. Yeah, they took me. I went in when I was 20 years old. Didn't stay long.
You say this area was filled in. This is a artificial fill.
Yeah,
to be elevated.
There, you can see how much it is. It's like that down there. It's just kind of gradually sloping. Let's get elevation up here off the bridge. And pull the dirt from up here, right below the park. You can see where we on the utes and bands and all. Then I built the trail. And the bullet. I don't ever tell you what it did before. I don't know which it looked better, but the reason I wanted to park in there, I like to come down here to fish. You couldn't fish with the drones. They'd steal your car or everything.
Oh, really?
They'd leave it. They'd 15 or 20 around here all the time. And I built Joel Evans. Did you ever hear of him? He was our congressman. I built his office building with the guys that, I helped build it with the company that I was with. And I got him interested in this. I'd say his man got the party.
What was his name again?
Joel Evans.
Oh yeah, Joel Evans, right.
He was a congressman, which Bart Gordon took his place.
Right, okay. Right.
You know Bart?
Yeah.
He's a pretty good old boy, I think. I don't know what the other people think, but I hope he gets elected again.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, you had did you say your father built the house?
No, the city had the house built. It was they built it for Dick Carter's when they put the plan in for him to stay here and see after the plant so the people that had to run it understood what to do about the wrecking because they hadn't had no electric. That's what Bill Cook was up there. They had electric and all these other towns didn't. I mean, that's
Now around here, do you remember any other older homesteads or folks that were living here? The older generation that you encountered when you were a kid?
This man lived right on top of the hill right up here. My dad let him stay in the fair house. He was where Jack Duncan. And then Jack Duncan. And then I think what's that guy's name was? Thomas Klaus up here. He stayed in, but he got sick. My daddy held his job nearly a year for him, and he finally told him, said, I just can't hold it no longer. We've got to get a permanent man in here. So they hired somebody else. I can't remember who it was. I know My oldest brother stayed in there 3 or 4 years. Of course, I stayed in there there once in a while when they were a southern student, maybe for a month. And then I'd get tired of that. I was young, and I didn't want to stay in there. So I'd tell my daddy, you're going to have to get somebody, or he's going to have to stay, so he'd hire somebody else. But it was a pretty good place around here back then.
So most of the people you remember here were working at the plant, pretty much.
Well, all they's farmers, 90% of them. They just farm, and then he'd hire them, and then every year, every fall, he'd hire 25 or 30 men to clean the lake up, you know, and burn all the brush that was loaded in. And then they'd cut all the sprouts and trees that come up and carry them up. They'd build rags out of big old spruce pine, what do you call them? I don't know, some people call them hemlocks, I guess. You'd build one of them, and they'd let it fall and put it on there, set the fire out in the river. Burn it, it'd float down through there. They'd pile all that on there. Cut the trees and let them fall on.
They just burn it while it was floating there?
Yeah, just float there. Yeah, I think I've got a picture somewhere of me and my sister when we was little sitting on one of those rags. Cut big old trees, make a big gap.
Well, would the whole thing burn up?
No, that'd sink down in the water enough that it didn't burn there. It just burned it up. And it'd raise up, you see it.
That's interesting. You were going back to earlier water power. Do you remember anything about the old mill that was?
Yeah, that old grist mill.
Yeah.
That was before that I was here, but my wife's aunt now, she run the old mill. It sat right down here. I can show you where it's at. And they had they built logs out and floored it where she carried in there and poured it. Of course, it was an old water mill, but it was well, it didn't have one of them big wheels on there. Well, I can't think what you call that. It was a turbine.
A turbine, I guess.
Yeah, that's where they had it.
Did not have a big wheel on it?
I don't think so. Just had a turbine where it run in there. And they had a little right down here, right across right there. Then they still be some of them steel valves that they had in there. They had them like cross ties, all of them bigger. On top of that, where they drilled holes.
Some of the rock foundations still down there.
Yeah, but I mean, where the dam was, they cut the water off, there and made it come around and run down through there to run in there.
We'll have a look at that.
It's going to be hard to see, but
You can't see
part of the foundation.
You can't see none of the old dam because it was right through here. Now this summer we might go down through there and you might find where it was at.
You don't remember any of the building? The building was not standing?
No, they've done away with that. There used to be an old house right along in here somewhere, that people lived in before the city bought it. There's one I think they lived in, I think, but the one that run the old mill, the old water mill.
Right.
Of course, it ground slow.
And, do you remember the name of anybody who was associated with running the mill at all?
Well, that Lois Eldridge run the mill. She was a woman. She's the only one I know. I've heard her talk about it. And I've heard other people talk about her. She was a little skinny woman. She was tall. But they said she'd go out there and pull 2 bushels of corn off on her shoulder, carry it down there and pour it in the hopper. She lived to be 95 years old.
Really? Wow. But do you remember her at all, or you just heard talk?
Yeah.
Really?
Me and my wife, we'd seen her after as long as she lived. I mean, after she got old people, and we got her in the nursing home up there too.
Oh, when was that?
I think it was a few years back. I don't know, 5 or 6 years or 7 or 8 or something.
Oh, okay. So this mill,
one of her sisters still lives.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she lives in Mount Vernon, Ohio.
Mount Vernon, Ohio. What's her name?
Edna Tollis.
Tollis?
Tollis. T-O-L-L-I-S-O.
T-O-L-L-I-S-O. I-S-O. It's Tollison. S-O-N. Okay. Well, she's one we'll have to look up. We might get a picture of that thing yet.
Yes.
So, that's a good tip.
Yet. I talked to her. We call her every little bit. See, she's my wife's aunt. Her brothers and all helped build this tunnel when they was young.
You remind me later, we'll try to see if she may have a picture.
I've talked when we talked to her. She
Because
can
that's
remember
one thing we're really
everything.
looking for is a picture of that mill.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one thing. You said the mill did not have a water wheel.
Well, it had a turbine or something like that.
The water go directly into the turbine off the river?
Yeah, they had a chute built over there.
Okay.
Well, of course, I didn't see it. That's what everybody else told me, that they had a chute going into the turbine down there.
Yeah. I had the impression previously that, there was a water wheel
Well,
there.
I thought for a long time
Yeah.
that, but I had different ones say they weren't.
Okay. All right.
You got a picture here.
Yeah, you mentioned stobs down there. You may have looked at this before. This is right down here. At least Oil thinks so. And we got these timbers sticking out horizontally there on this side there. Is that, you started talking about some wooden structure to the dam? Would that been part of a sluiceway for it maybe or something? Or?
I don't know, that looks like just a log that's fell there, is it? That's right below this. Down, it was up here.
Uh-huh.
Went right across.
We're pretty sure this is just below the present day picnic area.
Yeah,
right down here.
that is. It's right there where that comes, that little falls is.
What John is speaking of is these structures going out here, and we were puzzled to what these are. Do you have any
That
idea?
may be where the plume come down through here.
You're talking about the fling for the power.
Yes, it went to the power. See, it
Okay.
come right below the park here,
Uh-huh.
all the way through. They had little concrete. Some of the places had some concrete or wood under there.
Oh.
I don't know what that's under. That's
Okay.
level. Got to keep it level. It's good.
Now I'm wondering about, just by the dress and the hats and stuff. It looks kind of like an older picture to me, like it might precede
that is an older picture. But it may be since.
precede the early 20s there.
I don't know. That this long here. Where'd you get a picture like that?
Where did they?
I'm not sure where that picture came from. We got pictures from several sources. It may have come from the newspaper in Cooking. We got several pictures from them.
But I'm wondering if that wasn't turbine mill, like you said, maybe that was a sluiceway for the
Now, they
old
had
mill.
a chute. They had a chute run right down. That might be what it is.
That's
They had
That's
it
my
because
theory.
they run the water around and went right down through there. I bet that's what it is. That looked like an old picture.
Yeah,
Them old hats.
Oh yeah, it's old.
Yeah, I would say that's looking like mid-teens maybe.
It may
But
very
now you
well.
can see by that picture what kind of crowd was down here years ago.
Oh golly, yeah. That's for Sunday picnic, I guess.
They come in here and loaf around, especially on special days, like Easter. My daddy used to have a big egg hunt on Easter.
Really?
The whole everywhere.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how many dozen eggs he'd have, maybe 50 dozen eggs he'd have.
Good golly.
Yeah,
So the
they
city
hid some.
charged it.
They hid some back up here on about a lot one time, and there's so many there. They stomped down where the golden egg was, and they couldn't. The ones that even hit it couldn't find it.
Well, did he do that kind of on his own, or was it
Yeah.
paid for by the city?
No, he done his own.
He done his own.
Everybody bring in the
Yeah.
eggs. Most of them, of course, they furnish a lot of it.
Huh.
They'd be big crowds. I remember one time it was in April, Easter, and they'd planned the big one. They had it all figured out, and we got up that morning, there was about a 6-inch snow on the ground.
Oh, man.
So he had to cancel this.
Were all the eggs hidden already?
No,
Oh, okay.
They'd always wait till then that morning. They'd have it that evening, but they'd hide the egg for the morning. But they didn't get tired of that time.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like I told them up at the co-op here the other day. Went in up there and there was snow on the ground. They had off this bunch of tomato plants and cabbage. I said, it would be a good time. I said, you just stick them down. I don't know why they send them in this part that early. Do you?
Not really.
Well, it's hard for me to even imagine how it looked here, because when you filled in here and hauled all this in and everything, why, part of this it didn't have to fill too much, had the old house, it set right in there, right along here. There's a big oak tree right there, about 3 or 4 foot tree, a big white oak.
Uh-huh.
I told them when they were building this, I said, it ain't gonna have much water, it died. They already wouldn't, you know, engineer sometimes, they take, I got a son-in-law that's engineer. Oh, he worked for the Corps of Engineers.
Uh-huh.
But they didn't say it didn't have enough water to died in.
Uh-huh.
Very quietly.
Huh. And that was in that island here?
Yeah, it's in this island.
Huh.
They set that tree, I think. I forgot where it is. That cottonwood, ain't it? Yeah, that's what that is. That's the second tree up there. What is that? He's telling me, man, that's a mulberry. That's a mulberry. Yeah. If it is, it's a different type of
Yeah, mulberry, I guess. Yeah, you said your mother didn't want to supply water to all these people coming down here.
She didn't care for them good, but she didn't want them in the house.
Right.
All of them coming in. That's the reason they didn't put them in.
So you had any indoor plumbing at all?
No, not back then. They well, we had a refrigerator. So it was a long time before she ever got an electric stove. Of course, we had electric all that. We had electric from the time we moved here, you know, the house, they furnished it. But then they didn't have no plumbing for a long time. We had water come down across that field there, from the way up in the middle of them woods.
So you ran a pipe from the spring? So it was gravity fed?
Yeah, it was high enough up, it just run out there all the time. They had it back up.
Do you have a cistern at all? Use a cistern to catch rainwater or anything?
No. I had all the water you need from that, so we had to drain around all that. Every once in a while, somebody would go up there and tear it loose. We'd have to fix it, but most of the time I just run on down to it.
Yeah, I don't know. Any other buildings or storage you can think of around the place? You said, yeah, the barn. Is the barn on the other side of the fence?
No, the barn right down where you see that edge of that road.
Yeah, okay.
And we had little old buildings, you know, outbuildings all the time. My mother had a washing machine, but we had a little building right in there where them trees out there. And then right below it, we had the wood shed where we, of course, we burnt wood back then.
And
there were several little buildings, but I can't remember how. That's about the only thing they had in money. And the chickens, they let me have a bunch down here.
And you had a cow? Did you?
Yeah, we had cow. That's what all this went with the city's land. That's what we run out. That was pasture back there. Yeah. Mules and all, we kept the mules in the barn.
Yeah, this barn and then your other barn.
Yeah, both of them, a lot of them. Yeah, so they had to put them both of them. Take up hay, feed them there. We just fed them once a day, but we fed them all morning. I don't know if they feed corn and chalk all day.
Oh, really?
That's fat.
I was just going to say, that fattened them up.
Everybody wanted to fat mule, but then when they'd get them, they'd get them poor, then they'd come trade it back to him for another team of fat ones. That's where he made his money on. Last team I remember that he got, he bought a big yellow-looking mule. And give the man $300, I believe, for him, or $350. We'd started working them up here, and I was plowing them. I'd plowed a little strip around the field about as wide as this parking plot is here, around about 4 or 5 acre field. And the man that he bought them from come back and told him he'd give him $500 for them.
Wow.
So he sold them back to him. I told him I just got them where I could plow them themselves. But he traded. That's how he bought all these old farms. What he made on the mules and stuff.
So he was kind of a real estate baron, I guess.
Yeah.
He was buying this property.
He's ever since I'm big enough to remember why he always worked in the elections and things. Certain ones. He had somebody he liked, right? He hated. Work with him. Well, I don't think they do so much. Well, a lot of them does that now, I reckon. He did. I think. Yeah, of course.
Would he be
I still do a little election fast.
Would he be on the election committee or something?
No, they just come, somebody's running it, and they just come hard to work in his district around Florida.
Let's head over toward the.
Let's go up to the dam.
Get these rocks and tile all in here and built this area right here. Put all this dirt in there too. But I built this roadway down here, put this tile in here. Here's won't get this here where I built this here rock wall in here.
Yeah.
And the tile.
You built that wall?
Huh?
You built that wall
I
there?
built that wall.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I built that wall and all around. Let's put these rocks in.
Where did the rock come from? Where did you find the rock?
Part of them I got them out of the river down here, and part of them I went out down to the rock quarry and got a bunch of them. All them in.
Most of the rock are native to the area then.
More.
Did you build that wall when you lived here, Mr. Kelly?
No, I built that wall when I was building this road in the park.
Oh, for the
Yeah.
park.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was working for a construction company, and they had to build this, and I just done whatever it was down there.
About what year was that?
I don't remember when they built this. Do you remember when they got this park in?
Well, this would have been 71, early 70s, yeah.
Yeah, 71 or 2 or something along there. But I can't remember. Just put it in here and got some more tiles and put in it. They had an old wooden outfit in here. Then when they were called to fix this, so I built this in here. I hope it suited them right.
Working fast?
Yeah, hey.
10, 15 foot beam. It's down in there. But we get out here, I can show you over the dam. I mean, where the old dam went to, and then that lane wall went out in there. That's what washed out on the old one. Just loaded away.
That's what walked out there, huh?
That's where it washed out. See, now this comes right here, the dam, and then it had a wing wall that goes right out through here. See, this is a wing wall going out through here.
Right.
And that this washed away out there. This pushed over. They had sandbags all across there to kind of hold the water. Didn't have but one little old mud gate right here that went down there in the bottom in the dam. And of course they weren't miss so much water. They just pushed it out. Then it washed all this off. It kept washing it out. But this still out here, part of this is still out there, down there. And then of course this is all still under this. They just
So they built it right on the very same spot.
they covered it right over.
I get it.
Yeah, but it's down in the rocks. Ain't gonna turn. I don't know. I know it's 10 or 15 foot down in the solid rocks, the bottom of this thing. They keep talking about it washing out. I don't believe you can push it out with nothing. Because I've seen it when it was almost coming over this right here, this wing wall. But just a few years back before since the park came here, well, they come here, the Corps of Engineers did drill holes in this. They said they didn't never worry about that. That's harsh concrete I ever saw. But there's rocks in this because they had a quarry over here. Took mules and had a track, and they pull that rocks and stuff in here, and then they had a crusher right up there. They crushed the rocks. Made it, shot the concrete right in there.
Concrete cord dam.
Yeah, it's all the way to the bottom of it. Right here, this here wall was right along the far side of the dam. When I was a little boy, me and my mother come out there, there's a hole of water in here. Well, you can see it there now. We fish in there. Yeah, I wish I had a picture of this. I'll get a copy of that.
Yeah.
We'll get you a picture of it.
Let's just show us where that old wing wall is, and move on to the new.
Take a pan across here.
what you just finished filming there, right directly below us, that little thing coming out there. So that was a wall that went directly out in here, and what did that do now?
Well, that just kept it from washing the bank away because there was dirt all in there.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, it kept the...
See, this one over here was all dirt.
Right, it kept all the energy on this side, and
Kept the river over here.
Right. Okay, so that's great. You got you know exactly what that was. Okay. Found out the new dam was built on top of that. So when was the old dam constructed?
Well, now, it's bound to have been constructed about 1920 or something along there.
Yeah, I think we have something called 1921.
We found conflicting dates, so let's just say the early 20s.
Because they had it built, and my father stayed in the plant a year from, and I was born in September 22. So I was a year old when we come here, and he'd done stayed a year in the power plant. They built the dam before then, but of course, I guess it was built in 1920 and 21 or something like that, because we moved over here after 23.
Uh-huh.
I think it's 23.
And this, we're on, I guess, the north side of it right now. And
We on the new dam was built in 20, I believe it was out in 27, the old dam.
Uh-huh.
How y'all doing?
Hey, how's it going?
I believe it's 27.
Hey, what were you doing?
When it washed out, the old dam washed out, and then they built this back. I guess, I don't know what problem it took them a year or two. And then up here on the hill, they'd haul sand and stuff. They shipped it in here, I reckon. I don't know where it come from. But they hauled it down here on big old Mack trucks with solid tars on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had solid tars, rubber tars on top of the rims of them. That was the first big trucks that I'd ever remember seeing.
Really?
About.
Did they have wooden wheels?
No, I don't reckon. They might have had wooden spokes. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But they brought them things in here and hauled it in here. It was a big, people worked here. And then there was a quarry right back here. They had a track in here, and they pulled out rocks and stuff in here with mules.
Uh-huh.
Lemon Tolleson, he done the blasting for it.
Uh-huh.
My wife's uncle. And the funny part, why, my mother had a whole herd of ducks, too many. And they got so wise to him when he'd holler far in the hole, they'd come out of that river, they'd come to the house, just a flying and one of the float worse.
Oh, really?
Yes, and them ducks, they learned it every time he'd holler. But they pulled them rocks and all that down in there, and they had a rock crusher somewhere. I don't know whether it was down here or up here. But I know the cement outfit was up here where they made the cement and then whirled it down here, trucked it down. But they rolled rocks in this dam, a lot bigger than them.
Wow.
In the concrete, when they'd mix it and see them pouring it in there, they'd dump them big rocks in with it. Around it. That's the reason I said you couldn't wash the damn way.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. That's the reason that it was so hard when they down there. But they was this wing walls all washed out of that old dam. It weren't the other.
We're back with continuing our interview with Mr. Vernon Cass here on the north side of the dam, talking about the washing out of the old dam and construction of the new dam right on top of it. And so you remembered a quarry being up this way?
Back north of here, right over here. Yeah, they had a quarry over there where they blasted rocks out and put of course it's rolled up now, you can't even see the thing. That's where they got all the rocks and stuff they built these. Of course they hauled all the sand in here from, I don't know where they got it. They brought it in on big old trucks, all I remember about on the big old Macs, and they had solid wheels on them, rubber tars, solid tars. But, I don't know, I reckon they've still got some of them, I don't know, somewhere I'd say if I could see it. But then they had up here's where they mixed all their cement and stuff, stayed all that, had a big sand pile up there on this side.
And how did they get it? You said they shot it right down here. Did they have a?
I reckon they must have had a shooter. Either had a I don't know how they got it out in there. I mean, I know they brought this down the track, the gravel to this, but I don't know how they got the cement. I can't remember that. But I'd say they had a track run out there, you know, and run it on this like they did when they took the stuff over to build the firehouse. But on this on first old dam, there's some guy here by the name of Hudson, but I don't know whether he is the one that was the head one. I've heard my daddy talk about him because my daddy helped build his first little dam and the last one too. But I don't know whether he, I don't know nothing about him. I know who built this one, A.J. Wardrop from Knoxville.
Wardrop?
Wardrop.
He was the contractor?
He was a contractor. And his son, Bob Wardrop, I remember him pretty well. He worked here on this. And then right up the river here, they had a bunch of camp houses, I call them. They built, do you know, from to stay in. They built a bunch of a row of barracks or whatever you're going to call it. And they lived in it and had a restaurant. And,
oh, really?
yeah, yeah. Oldest Rice.
Bashing shacks, I guess.
Oldest Rice was he run the restaurant there, yeah.
Oh, what did you say his name was?
Oldest Rice.
Otis Rice. Okay. And he was working out of Cookville or something?
Well, he just lived up the road here, not so far. But he's dead now. I mean, they run that. His brother and them had that Star Motel that here then on the last. I don't know, when he died.
How far upstream was the little village there?
Well, it just started right here, and it just went up 200 or 300 yards.
Oh, so these shacks and stuff are all right down here.
Yeah, it just started right up there, right out of the
And I suppose this road probably had been here. Did it precede the old dam or no?
No, the road was right down here. Right down, come from the other. Down there, it's covered up with water, and it went out down there and then circle back around.
But it crossed just above the dam here, or?
It come out across below the dam. Had a bridge down there and come over here and come right up on this side of it. And went right up through here. See, this went now, that wing wall went now that high.
Right.
It went right up the side of the river and made a circle up there and come back out right around up here where this road is.
Sort of near the new bridge?
Yeah, come right under on there and round by the new bridge where it's at underneath.
Now here's the new bridge.
And the old bridge you can't see it.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean the new dam and so on.
The new dam in the road.
And is that the little thing we filmed? I guess that's
it.
The old dam remnants.
That's as far as it's come. This had one spillway. They didn't have. See, now this one had 7, didn't it?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it had 7. And it had a way to raise them, and they didn't have one to raise them other. Of course, they had them gates as 10-foot gates, and you could raise them gates up. You see, I have raised them every one in the day. I'd hit them when it was out here because they had big chains you had to move, put on them.
Now, when we walk back over the dam, I guess we'll get we can see it looks like an old motor that was used for raising the gates.
That's what
is this?
That where they had a track on that.
It's not here.
No, it don't show it on that picture. They must have took that picture before they got the gates in. You see, it don't show no gate in them.
Right. I was wondering about that.
See, it ain't got that. They hadn't put the thing in, but the water could run over it. But they didn't have that.
Okay, so that's before it was really completed.
Then. Yeah. They didn't have the last touch, and they had the rails as is 2-inch pipes. All the way across here.
Okay. Well.
Now we can go further.
Yeah, let's go. So you moved that.
Yeah,
that was
you just pushed that back with the car. It wasn't that bad.
You pushed that by hand, and it was a gas-powered engine on it?
No, it was electric.
It was electric, okay.
And after TVA took it over, those power weren't much more strong enough. You know, we had to run on single phase. And it went. Well, you have to really get it started before you get to go up with the pressure. Right in yonder, you see where that. That's where the old bridge from it comes across right there.
Okay, where the jumble of rocks is down there. Okay. Looks like old fragments of that little attenuating wall there.
Down here?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where Mr. Cass says the old bridge that preceded.
The dam was here and the bridge was below it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
I had one of them chains.
Oh, really?
That guy wanted to bar it with a hose and something went off and I never meant to.
Oh, really? Huh. So yeah, just the side of that gear there, yeah, where a chain and that. You move this thing around.
Yeah, you put
Just
it
push.
right over here. Chain come out. Pretty good, yeah.
Okay, the chain went through there.
Yeah, you had a little piece of metal. I don't know what they had to do. They had a thing up there under that where that chain come through and you slid a catch on it. You just slide it through and then you could take them off up there and move to the next thing. This goes to that mud gate down there. They can raise that now. It works.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, it had one on the other side. Somebody broke it off. You had two cranks on it. Somebody broke this off, and I'd say they come out here and took a sledgehammer or something off it. But you still take one crank and crank that thing, come right up. That's all the flood gate they had. They don't need it the way it is. They didn't even need it after you took the water out. But it was there, I mean.
Have you defined yet, you know, that we had a early 1920s dam, and then this is the later 20s, this is the newer dam? Has that all been defined on film? Okay. That's a critical...
That old track out there, see, it was running through there, and that's where they raised the gates. That old motor on top had a track. You just rolled it out there and hooked the chains over and wound up the gates. And you could move it to another and wind them up. But there's well, my father, when he got old that way and he got kind of on the weather, why, he'd call me or tell me, I come by near there every day anyhow, when I could. He got me to undo them. The fishermen would come when I'd let them down when they had them up. Well, they'd come and want to know when it's going to let them down. Had one doctor out there. I'd stop and tell him, I was from timber diggers. I'd tell him, and he'd say, I'm going to come. He'd stop and show me a big old bass he'd catch, weigh 5 or 6 pounds. But, I've seen it when the hair went off, something other happened, when the water was almost running over the road. Like over 6 inches before we get hair hooked back on, some trouble on that. And if we'd raise them gates, I've raised every one of them as high as they'd go, and it'd still be a ride. But it was, we ain't had no floods like that in years. But it didn't. We had a foot board on top of them, on top of the gates. Made some steel pieces, put on them, bolted them, and they put a foot board on top of them. So that's where they're going to find out. But the river where the city owned or the state now, well, all you'd have to do is get a foot, 11 foot to the top of the spillway, get you a shottle run and head out. They could go right on up the river, shoot the same grade, so there wouldn't be no problem.
Oh, so that the top of that pool, that 11-foot pool on there would...
Yeah, you had a foot above the high water mark.
Right, okay.
So if you get 11 foot there, you'd be off close to what they own.
Right, as you follow that contour.
Yeah, just keep going up the river. Yeah, some of these days you'll do that and stop them fellas tending them fields. Let the birds get out of the place today.
Yeah, really, keep all this mud from washing in.
Yeah, that's a lot of it. They tend right down and tending the dam. Some of these times you need to, you get them, let that out. Sell all that topsoil that's backed up in here. That'd get the state some money.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I tried, when they had it down, you know, when I had out, I said, they ought to start selling that topsoil and filling it in. Hey, them old boys brought about 8 loads up there. They got $80-something a load of that old red dirt. So they can do a whole lot.
Employee Suggestion Award here.
Yeah.
Was it when the power went out? was there any way you could lift those gates by hand?
No.
I noticed there's a thing, there's a wheel with a lever on it, with a little like a ratchet.
That was the brake.
That was the brake. Oh.
You slow them down.
Huh. Well, so they can't. That motor would have pulled them up real slow, usually, or
just kind of wound down. He'd come up slow.
Uh-huh.
After TVA took over, when they sold out to them when they damaged, why they done away with this power plant down here, so they put in power they had to put a single phase motor in there. It wouldn't hardly pull them things when they pull a water. The pressure again of the hell. You'd have to let it slack and get it started going, let the chain be going, give it a jerk, get it started.
Huh.
That hit
So they put a second motor in that. Is that the original housing for it? Right?
Yeah, they put or changed that motor to a single phase motor.
Uh huh.
You see, you've changed a lot of them electric motors out of the way. You put them on 440 or 320 or that other. I don't know what that for. Other I never did fool with. That's that single phase stuff. But that other you can change it.
Huh. So. But the one that TVA put on just didn't have enough to really to pull the gates up there.
Well, the city had to put on, but TVA furnished the pay.
Right.
Because it worked all that, but you just had to know how to get it to go. Like it didn't have the power that a three-phase motor did.
So that brake that was on there, it would stop them from slamming shut, or
well, when you pulled it up. And you pull the switch, see that there's so much weight on that thing, it just starts gradually going down. You pull that lever and that'd hold it right where that till you could slip your catches on it to lock it.
Okay, you talked about the catches there. Okay, so it's like an emergency brake.
It had a plate of steel about an inch thick, had a groove in it, you slid it right on them chains. They pulled them up in a big old chain.
Right.
You just slide them on there. I told you jerk that brake down, and when you pull the switch, then it just stay there until you got your catches on.
So there was an opening in the gate there that you go through and then go through the chain.
No, the chain come through a place like your finger. See, they had a piece, they tore all them out, everything. And then when it come up through that, right, you pull that, then you just slide that in there like that, you see. Not on that chain, they just slid back down to that. I had pretty good time back in the 20s.
Yeah, that's modern technology.
How did the little wagon that lifted and lowered the gates, how was it moved up and down the rails by manual power?
Were you sure?
That's what I figured, yeah.
We had that track floored with lumber in there.
Yeah.
We could walk on it. We had 2x6s. Cut up short pieces, slid in there. Everything back there. That's like that. They wound that up, just like you've seen them there. You may have let it down. They wound that up, had two. Somebody's come and took something and busted it all. There's always somebody wanting. Just like they tore these rocks off down here, you see. The college and stand there.
You're talking about the mud gate.
That little mud gate
right here.
It raised not long ago and drained this thing. But I come down here and I was talking to that guy they'd hired on. New man they'd hired, the one who's over the dams. And they'd hired him. He's a young fella, right? I don't know. I don't guess he's as old as Shun's trying to do. He's talking about coming up and blowing it out. It's going to wash away. I said, well, if it does, let it go. There ain't nothing. It'll hurt down there. It can't go but about half a mile down there to go over blood. I said, but you couldn't wash it away. I've seen it when it was up there. And then when he was here, it hadn't been too long till the Corps of Engineers had been down here checking it. But I told him that they said, you needn't worry about it. That's hard as concrete. They test it. But I told him if he wanted to worry about one, he better go down here to Center Hill. The whole hillside's about to wash way down there. They poured thousands of yards of concrete trying to stop that water from flowing. But they ain't got it stopped yet. It's got pressure behind it. I don't know what so they decided to let the gates back there. Close this.
There was no way to raise these by hand, was there? Yeah, wow. So there's no overflow spillway either, so you just had to go.
It had to go over the top of them.
Wow.
That's what he was doing. He was going over the top of them about 3 foot when we got the parapet turned back on. When they'd have trouble. The storms, you know, sometimes tear up till they couldn't turn it on.
Wow.
But that's like the old boys down here. He crawled over in one of them pens. He's telling you about it, wasn't he? Did he tell you about knocking him cold?
Yeah, when he was young.
Yeah.
Talking about down at the powerhouse.
Yeah. Oh, that's up on top of the bluff there where the transformers. See, they run them big.
Yeah, but I mean that area.
Yeah. But you take people, there's always something like that. We lived here. I did 23 years, and there was 24. And then there was 15 or 20 of us boys, you know, all about the same age. We played around here all the time. Never one of us ever got hurt. Since this has been in, 3 or 4 got killed in. Fall over the bluff, climbing on stuff, fall over. They don't understand people.
Yeah, people just aren't careful.
They don't understand. They just don't think about their life or something. See a plane where I can see.
There's somebody in an army uniform. It looks like an army uniform.
They might have just had army cap on.
Uh-huh.
The only one that looks like anybody I ever seen looked like Herman Lack there. But I don't know whether that's him or not.
Herman
Lack. L-A-C-K.
L-A-C-K. Okay.
Herman Lack. That looked kind of like him. I don't know. He worked here.
Uh-huh. And I assume that was the intake.
Yeah.
Is that the intake there? And it looks like
that's a flywheel on that. That's what it was, a big flywheel on the thing where it wheels around, you know, to help give it more power.
Uh-huh. How many kilowatts did that produce?
I don't know how many. There was 13,000. Yeah, I guess that's kilowatt. It come out of that thing when it hit onto up to the transformer. Or it come out of the big one. I don't know about this. There's an old flume.
Yeah. Okay. We're getting ready to go down down to the trailhead where we'll see the foundation, the old flume foundation there. Yeah. I'm sure you know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
So
that's out here where you cross going in the river into the tunnel. Now that's what you need to do next. You need to floor that, fix it, and open up the tunnel and make a trail through there.
Oh yeah, well, how about that? We'll do that next year.
That's what they told me when they started naming about this. I was in Alabama, and the city was getting this up, and they told me if I'd come up here and take it. You know, back then they didn't pay much like they do now. Of course, they planned on flooring that and running lights through that tunnel and going out through there.
Oh really? Huh.
Yeah. But they got it in political hands, and that wound up the deal out there. I went back to Alabama.
Now, do you remember this being built here?
I don't remember when they built it,
kid, yeah.
But I remember helping where places get bad. That was redwood.
Yeah.
And I remember where we'd have to take it apart, put new pieces in, and build new sections.
Yeah, so you have to take those. You have to take these bands off.
Them bands, yeah. Take the bands all off, tear the timbers out. Where it's joined together, it had a little, about 1/8 of an inch piece of metal that's welded in, and then just drove it together.
Right. Okay. We found some of that in the tunnel. Okay.
Yeah, you found them little strips of metal.
Yeah.
You didn't find no big copper edge in there, did you?
No. It was a little chilly. But that boards were found also were tongue and groove.
Yeah.
So how would you just jam them back in there? How did you get them in there?
I don't know. There weren't many of us fellas could. My father always, he had to be the one to show them how to put them together. And I remember his boss come from Cookville, and the city hands, we'd work most of the time on Saturday night and Sunday and try to get the job done so they could get it back on by Monday morning. And his boss, Frank Collier, he come down here and he was helping him. And he didn't know what he was doing, but he was bothering the hands my daddy had, and his hands too. We was down on the lower end down there. Papa said, he called him his first name, of course, they're about the same age. He said, Frank, said, Mary, you one's going to have to leave. Said, if you won't build this thing, you can have it. And said, if you ain't, said, I will. And he said, I'm on this turned over to you. And he just went out on the hill and sat down. The city linesmen, they just went out there and sat down with them. And they said, you don't know nothing about it to their boss. Said, you better just go back to town. So he got out and went to town. And then they put it back together. We worked where it comes out the other tunnel, the other end. We started one Saturday night at 12 o'clock and quit on Monday, never did stop. Quit on Monday at 1:30.
And that was to repair it?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
You had to take a section out before it come out of the tunnel.
There's the other side where it
Yeah.
does come out.
Yeah, right along when it worked right in here. I fixed out right out there. I took a big piece of metal, because we patch a lot of them holes sometimes. You take it out, you don't take a piece of metal and tack around it. I took a piece of that, made a big furnace and laid that over and cooked eggs and bacon and
really?
first one thing and another from to eat on that.
I
worked with about 14 or 15 years old. I stayed there with them and worked on that.
You made your little cook stove?
Yeah, I just made little, took rocks and built up and laid that over, put wood on it and done the cooking for them. They had bread, but I fried their eggs and bacon and something else, but I forgot what else to cook. And then I had a first cousin when I was working on it. We was getting ready, putting it back together after we tore it all off. But Daddy told him to get out there and sight it so he'd keep it straight, get his first piece in it. And he laid down. That was on Monday after we'd been working all day, all night Sunday night. And he laid down on that and he went to sleep. He hollered to him, give him another shot, and he was laying there sound asleep on top of that pipe. He'd rolled off. He went to the bottom. Some of them started to holler at him. He said, don't holler at him. And Dad did said, go out there and get a hold of him. If you don't, he'll fall off of that. But yeah, they fixed that. Now, I used to break ice off of this before it come across here, out of the tunnel.
Tell us about how it would give way when you would break the ice and come up.
See, you'd see how high it was. Where I'd have a hole in it, and it'd just start freezing, and just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then, old boy, we had cold winters back then, I reckon, because I know we had to break it every morning from about January plumb on through March. We'd take axes, we'd tie ourselves on that thing so it wouldn't fall off of that. We'd take axes and chop that loose, and when it did, we was out here somewhere, that thing hit, maybe jumped 10 foot high. See them big steel cables went across. Near to where the old pipeline went through, where the supports it went under and held it up to keep it level. Part of them made out of concrete and part of them made out of big stone that they busted out of rocks down there and built up under it. Because concrete back them times was, you had to mix it by hand in all them places, and they did the rocks is easier to fix than the stone, than the farms and the concrete. So we'll go down there now, and then we're going down to where the bridge goes across into the tunnel.
Yeah. Here, I don't know if you, we talked about this one a little bit, and you're busting the ice out of it.
Yeah.
I had a question about this flume when it wasn't running. Was it empty? Was there ever water standing in it?
Water stood it.
Did that freeze?
No.
Never froze?
No, it never did. It went off that much. The water didn't never freeze, but we could cut it off here at the dam. We had a cut off up there. If we had to work on it, we had to cut it off up here to drain it where you could work on the dam.
Okay. Well, I kind of wondered about that, whether it would freeze up or not.
You've got some pictures where there's some snow and ice on it, I guess, or I don't know.
We do have a picture of that, but I'm not sure it's in that
here's one
in that collection. That shows the snow and ice.
There shows you ice the way it was down there. And there's a standpipe.
Yeah.
That's down there.
That's the Big Falls.
That's down there.
Got another shot of that. Where's my stuff here?
There was a lot back then. There was a lot of snow and ice on them things.
There's the standpipe from the other end, I guess. That's from the top of the falls looking down.
Yeah.
Now that's the thing. Yeah, you said it was really, really tall. Did you ever,
about 300 foot high. But
I know that's 300 feet.
I had a first cousin who's kind of like I am, a little crazy. There's about a 10-inch rim around the top of that, and he got up there and stood up and walked around it.
Really? Well, how did he climb that?
There was there's a ladder on the side of it. We painted that thing.
Really? Huh.
But rigged up a face around it with chains that hooked. You fasten around it and then you lay it down. Oh, that's pretty smart in the old days. That was all man stuff, most of it. Mules.
Huh. Now, was that a perforated pipe like that, the blow-off pipe up here?
It's a whole lot thicker. It's like the flume. It's riveted together. And then they had wires on the top to keep it from
guy lines. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. And so that was to alleviate pressure there, right?
Yeah. And yeah, when you get all that pressure pushing in up here, and then you cut it off down there, why it would have busted, I guess, that old wooden flume. I don't know why. I figured that's what it's for.
And there's a construction shot of the flume just below. Well,
that's going around the.
That's going right around the bend from the top of the falls.
That's the big falls. Do you know that gentleman there? That's a pretty clear picture of him.
I don't know. That's when there's a building. See here, that's the first old one. It's made out of wood. Then they built this out of metal in the last years. Now I remember it because I couldn't figure how that man could live staying in that metal. And he's catching them hot rivets in a bucket. They shooting them into it, and then he'd ram them through it, and they'd put that thing on that. And him down in it, and it's jarring like everything. But it was in the summertime when
riveting
it was hot,
from the inside.
He'd push them up through it from the inside, and then they'd slap that thing on.
So he'd push hot rivets up, and then they'd bang them to
something or other. He had something or other. I don't know how they'd done that, but I remember him catching them because I've seen him. They'd throw him in there, and he'd catch them in a little, like a little old bucket. And then he'd ram them up through there.
Oh, wait. There's a little slot in the wood here, and that's where those little metal pieces went.
To hold it together.
Yeah, we were seeing those. Yeah. We got some specimens. That's something else. Well, did they rebuild, when they rebuilt the dam, did they rebuild this flume? Or no, it was the same flume?
Yeah, most of it. Some of it might have to. I don't think they had to do none of it.
Okay.
It was built there pretty solid, based together. It just closed up together around the bluff down here and all the way around. Of course, right down here you can see there where it went. They had a ditch and there was dirt between it and the river out there. And they had little concrete pillars, it went under it. There's this small one where they went under. There's the powerhouse.
There's a powerhouse, and you were saying, this was all metal from here on?
All around to the there. They made it in the last. They made all that metal.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Cass. We've been down there looking. Of course, this is the later powerhouse. And the newer powerhouse was upstream a ways. Okay. They didn't have these steps there then. They just come over this other way. Where did the flume lead into the old powerhouse from the bluff? It did not go all the way up here, did it? No, it's come down. I'll show you when we get down there. Okay. It went, like I was telling you about that path. Yeah. It did not follow this bluff, did it? It went off. It went at a lower elevation. Yeah, it went at an angle down through there. Over the all right, we could not find any evidence of that. Of course, there's a lot of evidence of this up here. Now, they had by the side of it, you can see it there, these steps down through there. They had a chute, I called it. I don't know what you call it. A box. And that's where they put the brick down there. They'd throw them in that and had a pile of sand. They'd hit down there and they'd take it and jerk it up. But one man, he was kind of smart, Sam Jones. He reached in to get a brick, and another come down and cut 2 of his fingers off. He didn't get his hand out quick enough. They had them rakes there, and he was supposed to take them out with that, but he lammed his hand in there.
Golly, so that's what this was for, huh?
Yeah, on the side,
Yeah, for construction of
this
building.
Box covered, and just a chute made down from there.
Now, you had something to do with the construction of these steps, or?
I did later on when they brought out they was made out of wood. I put them all in by myself one time.
Wow.
How many did you say it was?
310.
310. Flat oak?
Yeah. Oak cell, says. I cut a lot of the stuff up here, and then I took them down there, and I'd slide one down, take a section out, put it in, fix another. Best back then, you see, you had to make a dime any way you could.
and then we just have a...
Yeah, we
Go ahead.
went on a strike down here one time. I'll tell that to you. Went on a strike down here. We was making 75 cents a day for 10 hours.
Uh-huh.
We all went on a strike for a dime an hour. For
Wow.
$1 a day.
Times have changed, hasn't it?
Yeah, that does. You wouldn't believe man to do that, would you? And then there's
No, man.
all kinds of men, 50 men maybe being here wanting the job today.
Uh-huh. So you're striking the city for that.
Yeah.
Did you get it? What,
Yeah,
really?
they gave us a dime an hour.
It was just, you just had a sit-down strike? Just a...
No, we just told my father, and he went to the one and told them we weren't really have it, and they gave
Uh-huh.
it to us.
Wow. We ought to do that. Maybe we get a raise. Oh, that's something else. And then, you know, when TVA took this over in November 1944 is the date that I saw. Well, what they just shut it down, or what?
Yeah,
happened?
they just closed it down.
Uh-huh.
We just built They just built new power lines all the way here to Cookville.
Uh-huh.
Redone the generator. It got kind of out of balance. They'd redone it after it got wet.
Uh-huh.
We pulled all the armatures out of that generator and brought them up the bluff and pulled them out with a mule. I mean, they weighed about 500-pound fish, but we slid them things out and brought them up there and loaded them on the trucking car, dry kiln, dried them out, and then took them, put them back in,
Uh-huh.
and then had it going. They all the old ones, but my daddy died right there. Well, they all died within about 15 months. But the new bunch that took over there took about $60,000, thanks all TVA gave them.
Wow.
They didn't want to fool with you, see.
Uh-huh.
They was getting their money without any other headache or something.
Huh.
That's kind of the way some things is now.
Uh-huh.
They
Wow.
just closed it down.
So your father died, you say, about a year or so after that?
After
How did he feel about that? I mean, was he...
they paid him.
Yeah.
The city paid him as long as he lived.
He was he wasn't just thrown out of work on
No, they didn't. They paid him on. They was going to pay him if a park took over. I was going to run it, but they was going to pay him as long as he lived to his salary, just like he had.
Uh-huh.
He'd been with them ever since they started there. They said they couldn't afford to
Wow.
do away with him. He'd been good to them in hard times, and then when TVA come over and started building these dams, they tried to hire him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he just stayed on with the city, and they said, well, he stayed with them when they needed him.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know how he done what he done, because he didn't have no education. Yeah, mountain of it. He could tear that old machine all to pieces, put it back together.
Huh.
Anything went wrong with it, right, he'd fix it.
Wow. He carved his own niche out here.
But they just like now, they go to school, but half of them don't learn nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a little old grandson, which ain't nothing concerning this, but they come to see him this last week, I reckon it was, down there, and wrote him a letter and told him he wouldn't have to finish his last year of high school if he didn't want to. They'd take him into the college where he's at. But he's always made straight A's.
Uh-huh.
So, pretty good. Now where you want to go?
Yeah, do you want to take a look
Let's
down
go
there?
down.
Vandalism here is happening just out there. Matter of fact, it's happening this month. Somebody got in here and tried that up. I cut an over there.
Okay, we are at the flume supports near the picnic area. The first one in the foreground is the concrete foundation, and the second one is native stone. We spoke of this in the parking lot a few minutes ago. Mr. Cass, if you will, explain how the flume sat on top of these things.
Well, the flume, the flume had it cradled out in there to where it laid right down in there, and then the rocks or where it come down, they had to keep it level, you see, to keep it from tearing apart with the pressure. So they built them rock pillars, I called them, and then some of them was concrete. Of course, they built them concrete later on when the rock, something had happened to the rock. Now they put a concrete in there, haul it in, you know, and mix it, pour it right there out of sand and cement and rocks. Stuff, there's rocks in there. I don't know how big, but they poured great big rocks in it, formed it up out of that, keep that flume level. You can see in that concrete there where the bands that went around the flume, you can see where they sunk down in it before it got set good. So they tried to keep it level all the way from here plumb to the power heads.
Okay, on the native stone foundation, on the upper foundation there, was that found, were those stones found like that?
No,
or were they cut?
They cut them out.
Okay.
Built them out of rocks and bluffs and things.
Was that done near this site here, or was it brought in?
I think they done that down in here out of some of the rocks they cut up from the river.
Okay.
But everything nearly washed away. I mean, the river's been so big, it washed all the rocks. There used to be a lot of rocks hanging in the river. They're gone now. All them that come out of the tunnel is washed away. You can't, where they blowed it out and thrown it in the river. So they poured it around it, you see. Just poured more concrete, built it right around the old. And you can see the difference in it. This on that side, if they was to stay here long, they'd have to pour one on it. But they floored this bridge across here. I don't know whether they'll ever do that or not. Take them pipes off there if they've got on that and hold it up. When you see that, let that down to where you can have, you know, stuff around. I mean, wire on the side where they would fall off. These two little columns here. Some cable was anchored into the bluff back in there.
It was anchored into the bluff?
Yeah. Somebody tried to saw one of them in two, I noticed up right here a while back.
That's taken an awful long time. That's good steel cable.
They saw it down in some. See, raised that up there when they're working in there, working in the flume, you'd have to carry that stuff from over here. There wasn't nowhere to store it, you know, when the flume was out here. We could walk on top of the flume or carry the lumber back over here until we got it built and under the boards. Then you take them back in there and put them back again.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah.
They carry them. I remember one time I had to
number the boards.
It's Christmas time. Got bad in there and they had a whole bunch. Some of them decided while my daddy was back in there, they carried them out and armored them, you know, and they'd tell the man so he could put it on it out here. Some of them decided they wanted to celebrate. One of them flipped out and went and got them a gallon of liquor. Four of them got drunk. One of them come over, my daddy come out, got on to it and said, he was down-haired, which never did drink. He said, "Now, what in the world's wrong with you that you're doing that?" He said, "Christmas don't come but 4 or 5 times a year."
Yeah.
It goes into the old tunnel with the flume went across, and right straight across into the tunnel and come out on the other side. They raised it up some, it got sagged too much, and they put pipes underneath, raised the bridge up. You can see where they got them pipes on the anchors that held it up underneath it there. You can see them all through there. It was down lower. I mean, pipe stretched or something, these little cables. I don't know how some of them swung down that way. That's about all I know about this thing here. And they re-poured it, formed it, poured a bigger one around it to hold up that cable so it wouldn't break down. We had one, that steel beam broke down to the other end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had to put those concrete in it. Dug logs in there, kept fires in the wintertime, that ice all on the pipe and everything. It just folded that metal up. So we raised it back up, built one out of that, with concrete.
What kind of metal did it, what did it, the ice fall now?
You can see, you got a picture of the little thing if you look at the low end on that picture. It's got, see this is this here, it's the other end. It's the other tunnel.
Oh, it's on the other side.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see it, you find a picture there, it just won't get there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this here. Yeah. Yeah. That one? Yeah.
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 Yeah, it just folded that up.
Huh.
That's what when
That's like
collapse or?
Yeah, it just showed that. We had to redo the whole thing.
Uh-huh. When was that? When did you have to replace that?
I don't know. I'm a pretty good sized boy. I mean, I helped him some because I'd come to the house and get there. There's a guy come in a covered wagon. The last one that come through Nashville in a covered wagon. He was raised over here and he got a job down there. But he didn't have nothing much to eat.
Uh-huh.
So there's old blacksmith. Back then you didn't have welding torches and stuff. We used a blacksmith. So this old blacksmith happened to notice that guy. It was Christopher Hickey. He happened to notice him. He just reached down to the little bread and break him a bite of cornbread and stick it in his mouth. And he told him, he said he ain't got nothing to eat. It's only a piece of cold cornbread. So they went over there all made up and gave him something. And then my daddy told me the next day, he said, I'll send him to get my dinner. Said, and have him bring mine and tell my mother that to let him eat dinner before he comes back. Then I had an uncle had a store and he told him to let him have groceries on the credit till he got his check. That was hard back then. But they built that bridge back, built that, raised that up. Dug big logs in there and kept fire all night to keep that concrete from freezing.
Wow.
Got them cables back on and built the bridge, passed it back together. But it did.
Wow.
Everything back then was done different like it is now by hand. Men was a lot stouter too though than everything.
No, I'll bet. God, you had to be a Hercules to do some of this work.
Yeah. My oldest brother, of course, he was slim back then. But they carried that cement around that roadway and over that old bridge down to where they built that back on their back.
Yeah, wow.
And they told him one time, they was up there, they said, well, we got 3 more trips before we can quit. It was about 4 o'clock one evening. And he said, just put mine on my back and I'll take it all at one load.
Golly.
He carried them all the way down there. 3 bags.
Carried that 3 bags of concrete on his back. Golly.
Yeah. But back then, they didn't think nothing about it. I hauled fertilizer out of Nashville when I was about 16 years old. They was in 200-pound bags. Now I couldn't even pick one up.
Golly. Yeah, I want a 40-pound bag, yeah. So, what kind of wood did they floor this with?
It was spruce pine.
Spruce pine. I mean, the hemlock you were talking about, maybe?
Yeah, hemlock or spruce. They called it spruce back then, but they get to them didn't have no knots in them, and they didn't break good, Lay them on each side to work when you was working on them. You see, you had to work on them off and on all the time. Paint them, everything. They kept redwood painted. Some of them were bored to get still sound, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well.
And what happened to the flume itself? It just sit there and rot? Did people take it away? Or?
It just fell over down. I reckon rotted and that. No, I don't know what ever happened to it. We always had a lot of lumber in one of the barns that they could, replace stuff with. I don't know. I reckon they got it out of California or something. They're big, long boards. 20 foot or 30 foot long or something.
Yeah, we were wondering whether people just carried it away. And
I don't know whether they did not. See, when it was still here, and then all these bands and everything, I don't know what happened to none of it. Of course, that out there across the bridge, they didn't move them because they're still out. They just fell in.
Right.
I don't know.
So I don't know what kind of, you couldn't do a whole lot with it.
Well, you could make gates stuff that was little rock.
Yeah.
I just like to have it something. You ready? Well, now
say you want to talk about the old powerhouse down there?
Yeah, I guess we're kind of
Well, now,
coming
from
to that point.
the standpipe, it didn't go down like the oven. The plume went on an angle off over the hill, went right into it, and it was up the river about, I guess, 150 feet or something of it. And,
Something like that.
and then,
And then we went down.
yeah, it was back up the river back
Mhm.
there. And then when the dam there, well, they kept in contact with him on the phone from the house down there where we was at all the time. And they called him before this here dam broke out and told him to get out of there, close it down, shut the thing down, you know, and get out of there. And he just about did get out of there, and the dam broke out. It washed the whole little building. Of course, it's a wood building, it's a frame building. It washed it plumb away.
This is the
And
building.
then of course, it didn't wash that away. That was slashed in concrete.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how they dried that out, but I know the other one, when they backed the water up, why, they took it all out and put it in the dry kiln, dried the stuff all that. But then they moved that part and the other down into the other building when they got it built.
So
When they
they use this machinery in the new
Some,
building?
yeah, they had them both in there. They had that and this, and sometimes, well, they maybe have to do some work on the new generator, and they'd run this one while they was doing that, you know. It didn't put out neither power that did it, but
It's just kind of a backup?
yeah, they'd use it for that. And then they built them, of course, they let that over there, all that machinery and all went over there. They all asked me if they backed it up the river, and I told them, no, there wasn't no water then. They let it all over up. Out there about where them posts is at, right along there's where they let it over. They didn't let it down where they put the steps. They let it over farther up between the two powerhouses. Here was the steps, but
Right.
they let it over, more over, let's see, yeah, more over here.
Yeah, there's a cut bluff right here, is that?
Yeah, they went right up before there's 3 or 4 posts there now, kind of where they let it over.
Uh-huh.
Where the cut is in the bluff now, and that where the steps
That's
came
where
down?
the step was at.
Okay.
They built the steps then down through there.
Yeah.
And built that chute and let all the brick down through
Yeah.
that. And, well, a lot of the other stuff that they could slide down.
Well, don't you think in that picture there, don't you think that where the steps are, don't you think it's the chute right next
Yeah,
to the
it's
steps?
Yeah, he
it
said
was,
that.
It was
Okay.
right beside
All right.
it. It had,
Okay.
had big 12 by 12.
Yeah, that shows up in the
Yeah.
picture there.
Yeah, they had it, and it slid, they let sand and all down through
Yeah.
that, poured it in up there, you know, and it'd run out, and then they let the brick through that. Of course, all the steel and everything there, and they mixed the concrete up though down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
And poured that stuff by hand. That's hard, you couldn't do that now, would it?
Oh, wow, yeah.
But back then, they didn't pay that for hands, they didn't cost them much, maybe 50 or 75 cents a day. You could get all the hands you wanted, and now you can't find nobody to do that. But they done a lot of work down in there. I don't know who laid them brick, but A.J. Wardrop's contractor out of Knoxville, one built the last dam plus the powerhouse and set all his machinery in there, I reckon.
What's the name again now?
A.J. Wardrop.
Wardrop?
What, W-A-R or W-A-L?
W-A-R-D.
U-P?
I don't know exactly how you spell it, but it's A.J. Wardrop. And then they had that, they put all of it down there, how hard it done. I mean, there's all the work, the whole bunch. I don't know where there's a lot of hands that done them. Of course, that where it come out, the tunnel, we never talked about the tunnel, I don't know where they dug that. I don't know who had it. It built in the first dam. There's some man by the name of Hudson. Now I've heard my daddy talk about Hudson done this and Hudson done that, but I don't know whether he was a contractor or what. But the Toddleson boys that lived around up the road here about 3 miles right up in front of where the old Athens church is, well, they all got a job near the end of that down there and helped dig that tunnel. And then they went with them. They got it all, liked them, you know, and they was good workers. They went from here to all over the whole country. They even helped dig that tunnel that goes through the Smoky Mountains.
Wow.
Then they all got killed and died of this. One of them got blowed up in a tunnel in Detroit, Michigan, where they was going out in another city's drill right back on Georgia Dam. There might have been 2 of them, but another one, he was working somewhere, and a big rock fell in on him.
Good
He
God.
weren't but 19 years old. He was the boss, though. But they'd seen him. There's a Sharp, Charlie Sharp. He worked down here. I don't know where he come from, but I heard my daddy talk about him. And he worked with them boys and got them to help in that tunnel. He was working in that tunnel. I don't know who was the boss or what there was in it, but there's a whole bunch, and they dug that tunnel through there. Went on over the bluff out there, and I don't know who built the standby. They built it, put it all in. I reckon Wardrop done it all, as far as I know. I mean, had done. They didn't have that tunnel dug, but he had that other. When they built that last one, they built that standpipe a lot taller and bigger. They built the dam twice as big as it was.
Standpipe. What?
It's, where's the top of the bluff? You seen it?
Oh, you mean the flume tower?
Yeah, the tower.
Yeah,
They
this.
called it a standpipe.
Okay.
It was run up, the water run in it, and then it went right
Right.
in on over the bluff.
Mm-hmm. They talked about.
I don't reckon nobody, all of them are working, and nobody, if ever, none of them didn't get hurt much, you know. When that little old tower busted, why, what was his name? He was a blacksmith. He was doing something out there, and they let a cable come down and caught his hand. They took him up there on the hill, I remember that. They laid him with his feet up the hill. He said, no, his head up the hill. He said, turn me around. Said,
Yeah.
he said, I'm
Training
about-
for shock, you know.
He
That's
said,
what you're supposed to
turn
do.
my head downhill. He said, I'm about to pass out. And when they just turned him around, that run the blood right back to him. He just come right out of it. I didn't know that till then, but I've done that a few times with people in car wrecks and things. They about to pass out, and I turn them around and raise their feet up.
Huh.
They do that, but it's amazing what went on down in them holes and bluffs, how you do it by manpower, not machinery. Now we do everything by machine.
Oh, yeah.
Now they've got these skidders and all. What I think they call that a flying jenny. They let it over with somewhere that they wrapped around and around like a stump puller. Did you ever see a stump puller?
No, it was like a drum or something?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, in a way, and then another way, you just done it. We moved this house right up the road here, the second one on the left. And I told them that we moved it over up here where the barn's at with a little red mule. And they laughed at me and said, God, you couldn't. I said, in a stump puller.
Uh-huh.
Just a little old mule, it's like you ever see a molasses mill where they...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's
soda
where,
milk.
up there. That's where they done that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they let a lot of that over the bluff down there. But one of the cables broke when it's letting, I believe it was one of the generator hose they had and it going over that bluff. I guess it wore it or something other. And my daddy gave us one fella, I can't think what his name was. I know it. Maybe I'll think of it tomorrow, but today I can't. Well, he seen it coming and he just shoved him plumb out of the way of it. He was telling somebody that it hadn't been for my daddy, he'd been a dead man. But they, you know, they was lucky they didn't get nobody hurt bad, you know. That man, when they slide them brick in there, why, he grabbed with his hand, they told him to use a rake, you know, to turn them out. And he landed his finger down, catch a brick, and cut two of his fingers off another day.
Oh, jeez.
But you take coming this step down as that was, there's 310 steps. I put them all in by myself one time. We had a little mill out of, we had a sawmill out there and sawed the big pieces, and then they cut the steps. We had a square mill, and I cut all the steps and everything. That truck, I hauled them down there, and then I slid them over. I just helped two of them big timbers and slide them down them steps, put in a section, and join it kind of the next one, tear another section out, put another in.
Oh, so you put you banged them on, you were knocking them onto the stringers first?
Yeah, I put the stringers in, then put steps on them, and just nailed pieces in, and then put steps in them.
Wow, so you replaced the whole, stairway.
310.
How long did that take you?
I don't remember, not too long ago. Back then, why, you worked pretty hard.
Oh, yeah, I wonder how many sections, how many steps were on it?
I guess it was about 12-foot sections,
12 feet,
10 or 12. It's a
Wow.
long ways.
Man, yeah. Huh.
Yeah, there's fixing to have to be replaced. And
Mm-hmm.
father, he was the boss. He asked me if I wanted the job, and I said, yeah, I needed one.
Huh. Now what? This is a cast iron collar. Right
Yeah,
around
now
there.
that's all. This is all a steel pipe
Uh-huh.
here. The last thing that come around when they changed it and put it like this,
Uh-huh.
it was wood to the old powerhouse.
Yeah.
But then after they got that, why they changed that from the top of the bluff, because rocks and things fall off there, knocking holes in it. So
Uh-huh.
they figured it would right around the bluff, and they changed it, run it straight down and then straight into it. That gave more power, I guess. Of course, they'd had to change it anyhow the other way.
It looks like it kind of went. We were kind of commenting on that. That it looked like it was flowing uphill.
No, it's not.
It's not, huh?
No, it was
It's an illusion almost,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
showing
it's
this
the way-
pipe,
it's the way the
like
big-
it's running uphill.
It's level out there. You walked out through there.
Yeah, but it's fooling me too.
Yeah.
Just looking at it, it does.
Yeah.
But it'll fool you.
Let's get up on top of the bluff up there, up here where the steps is, some of them, and that was we weren't slate, what do you call it? It's made out of stuff, kind of like a slate roof, you know.
Shell?
Tile roof or what you want.
What was made out of it?
It's made out of stuff kind of like concrete or something or other, you know. It was
You talking
hard.
about the
They'd
flume?
knock a hole, no, the top of the building, they'd go on
Oh,
top, throw
yeah,
rocks
okay.
over there.
Yeah,
Every once in a while, you know, somebody throw that,
yeah,
they'd have to call out, hide under anything they could, because they're afraid that
yeah.
they'd call out and have them to come catch them back woods throwing rocks over the bluff.
I would have done that when I was a kid.
But they knocked holes in it. I don't know what kind of roof. I've seen those.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was like a corrugated stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
but it
it
was
was.
like a ceramic. It's,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's,
Wasn't regular red tile, was it?
It was
Wasn't tile roof.
well, it was kind of like that, but it looked more like a
Synthetic
gray
material.
concrete roof.
I know
Something.
exactly. It's like some kind of composition. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of pressed or something.
Yeah,
I
they
know what you
poured
mean.
it or something, but when it was rock or anything, it
Yeah.
just knocked holes in it.
Just brittle. Huh.
But they took it all down. It had a big crane inside there, you know, that you could roll around. I mean, it went through on track, you know, that you, when you need to pull up stuff or change it.
Uh-huh. That,
We have noticed up there, of course, where the flume from that picture, the late 1920s, the newer powerhouse and everything, there's still some remnants up there. The old foundations as you go up the hill towards the top of the bluff.
Yeah.
But now we were unable to find any foundations for the old flume, which led into the old powerhouse.
Yeah.
well,
Did they have any foundations at
Well,
that time?
this small stuff, I mean, under it, because it this run on an angle
Maybe-
down through there on the grade of the hill.
Maybe on
yeah.
That's the reason I was
It
telling
seemed
you.
like there
we
was,
could walk
we
down
did
to the
find
powerhouse.
one.
maybe partly native stone supported
Yeah, there was,
instead
looked
of
like there were
concrete.
about two supports that were kind of kicking
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
a little to the right as you're going down the steps there, and I was thinking those are probably from the
Well,
old.
now these others, they come, the old powerhouse, it didn't go nowhere near the way it is. But it started from the tunnel. I don't know how they had that. I mean, from the standby. It went on an angle. It's straight off over the hill, because that other one was up there. It went right into that other little powerhouse.
I have noticed right there
I
at the
could
present
show you.
day steel station.
Section is set up. It had to be set up big enough for the flywheel wouldn't hang.
Mhm.
Did you run out?
You doing okay? Yeah, so that was the intake there, obviously.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's the back wall right
Yeah,
there.
you could cut it off. It had a valve right there that you could cut the water off there.
Mhm.
Of course, it had gates down to them, automatic gates.
Uh-huh.
That's the main switch board back there, where you pull them off and on, you know, to cut
Uh-huh.
the power off the power lines. That's the main switchboard. It's on now, but I don't know whether it's working.
Uh-huh.
But then that other little generator was on down here.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And how many kilowatts did this produce about?
13,000 volts come out of that thing.
Uh-huh. Oh. And you know how much of the city it powered?
I don't know how much the city, but they used to furnish all they had.
Uh-huh.
But as it built, why, it got to where they had to use TVA power.
Uh-huh.
And then they'd buy from TVA every day, And then of a night, they'd sell power to TVA back. They'd sell what they made of a night back to TVA. And sometimes there'd be a dry season while we'd have to shut down of a night, maybe not generate, instead of selling back.
Well, did the lake level ever get low, so low that you wouldn't have enough water to?
Yeah,
is that what you're speaking of?
Yeah, we'd close
Use
it
all
down.
the water up.
We'd shut it down. They didn't use it all up, but we'd afraid it would, you know.
Get it down
I'd
low.
close it down, shut down of a night at a certain time, you know, when, say 8 o'clock of a night, you'd shut it down and then start it back up the next morning.
So in dry seasons, the supply of water was a factor.
Yeah.
Okay.
When a real dry time like we had, I don't know, it might have been last year, it was so dry. It's always wet last year again, but
It was wet.
sometime or otherwise they'd shut down in the night, and then start it back up early the next morning, generate, you'd cut the water off. And shut her down.
Which plant did TVA, what would have been the first plant that would have usurped the power of this one? Or
I don't know where the power come from for it. It might have been Cordell Hull, it might have been,
what was Cordell Hull?
no, it had to have been something besides Center Hill, because they didn't build it till they put this in our business. This was a busy place in Cookville back then. They weren't started in Cookville about the same size, and when they got that plant in there, why, Cookville went to growing, and they got that college in. It's still growing. Pretty good sized little town now. It made Cookville, that pear plant, what made Cookville. I mean, they had pear and none from that. Nobody else, none of these other little towns didn't.
This was owned and operated by the city of Cookville.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
yeah, the city
Remember,
of
I mentioned
They had-
TEPCO before.
Yeah, they had two men's all, one of a night and one of a day. They'd go in 6 o'clock of the night, come out 6 the next morning. The day man go in 6 and come out 6 that night. Then sometime or another after that, they had a substitute, a man that come in, stayed maybe one day for each one of them, one night and one day for each one of them in there later on. On the first they didn't have that, but then later on while they got to work, they did. And they tried to run 8-hour shifts once, but then they found out they didn't have to, you know, and they quit that. So when it closed down, well, they're still running 12-hour shifts.
What were these steel pipes coming up there? One of these is still there.
I don't know what they're for now. I can't tell you. They had a big hole that went in there. You could get inside of that and it'll run it. I mean, it wouldn't run around over you. Got out of balance one time. There's a fellow by the name of Burgess come down there trying to straighten it out and balance it. I don't know. We worked 2 or 3 weeks there. At that time, I was having to stay in there a little. I was glad when they decided to leave. He'd say, shut it down, you know, start it up, shut it down, start it up. And it was a right smart little pain. You had a lot of things to do. About the time you get it going again, he'd have you shut it back down. They finally got it running good. I don't know whether of course it was a small operation then. They could have built more on this dam. Of course there's plenty of, you know, the way the building was, that they'd have kept it up, but then they decided they didn't. The older bunch had started, died out, and the younger bunch didn't want the headache. Of course there weren't much headache to it, but they didn't want to fool with it. Do this by their TV. Then they come back after they got rid of the whole thing, then they want to put it back in. But they didn't.
Did you say that after they stopped power production here, they dismantled it and carried the scrap iron and everything out by boat?
Yeah, they took it all down the river and out down there about the Cookville boat dock, Summers River.
So there was after Center Hill was impounded then?
Yeah, the water was backed up pretty close. They were up in there, Somebody took the brick down and took it.
Well, there's some bricks still down there.
There ain't many though. Go see
Not
that
a whole
big,
lot.
That's a big old building.
Yeah, a lot of it's fell over into the river.
Has it?
Yeah.
I thought they hauled them all out.
Well, there's some still there.
They didn't get it all in. I ain't been down there in
Yep.
years.
Yep.
But they loaded it for scrap iron, sold it for scrap iron. They had there's big chain horses and a big track that went through the through the building, you know, and had chains on it. You just pull anything you want to up with it. It was nice outfit up in there. So we took them our pieces out of that with it, you know, you just hook onto them and let them down the middle of the building, and we pulled all the armatures out when the TVA backed up. Never had been up, never been in the power house no more. And they took them out. We took a mule, I don't know how far around down there and come back up the river, went over kind of the bluff, and then come up and pulled them up further where that ramp's at, you know, on them steps is, and then had a mule on top, pulled them on out, and then come around up to the top of the hill with them. They weighed, I think it's 500 pounds apiece. There's either 11 or 13 of them things in there. Took them to put them in a dry kiln somewhere up here at Coolville. Whitson's, I believe, that. Dried them out and then took them back down there and put them all back in. Fired her off again.
Right. Yeah. This was this.
No, that was for the big one.
Oh, it was for the big one.
Yeah.
Once it.
Yeah. There's all up in the top of that thing.
Right. And what was the purpose of doing that?
Well, they'd backed water up over it, and it got the arms
okay.
was all wet.
Okay. It was from. Okay.
They got them all wet, and they had to dry that out before you could, like a car being underwater.
Right. And then you did that to they did that to the old one too. You said too,
I guess
when
they did. I don't know. I know we did.
Well, after it
Yeah.
flooded, because this was put back into use here. Right.
Of course, it's made different from this and this and that.
Uh-huh.
That section, I don't think that had. I think it's all in that wheel that went around, you know, like a starter on a car or a generator or something.
Uh-huh.
I reckon they all was made on that order. They had that, you know, in there where the power, to make the power, like a generator on a car.
Right, right.
Only that's a big one. It like to run away one time. They had another guy staying in there, and they bunch went down there, was going to work on it. And they summoned my father to the jury. I mean, he had to go before the court.
Jury duty?
Yeah, no, it wasn't jury duty. He had to go as a witness in something. And he was getting ready, and they had them guys. He told them to shut it down before he come out. So he had to go, and they said, "No, we can manage it." The ones that had come in there, and they had it in with TVA then. And he said he was getting ready, and they called and they said, "This thing, we can't get stopped," or something. Said this thing's about to run away or something. And he said, "Well, tell that boy that's in there to shut it down then." Well, he didn't know how. He was new hand too. So in a few minutes they called back and they said, "This thing's running away." And me and him jumped to the car. We had the road to go, and I drove him over. Me and him started down there, and that whole hillside was shaking. When we got down there, he run, shoved brake on, and the smoke rolled out, and he happened to look up, you know, on that switchboard you seen there.
Uh-huh.
He just reached up and jerked the switches out. What he had done, he pulled the switch, but it just kicked out at the top, and then at the bottom somewhere there, they kicked back in, and they left TVA on. He hadn't got the TVA switch. It made a big motor out of it, and it was really singing a song.
Oh, wow.
He said, "You boy, go on home." Said, "You don't know that bad. I don't know where they'd come for to work on." But it was really and then another bed, it was just come out of there.
Been walked away, huh?
Yeah, it went up and down.
God, it just took off like a helicopter.
They was trying to, I don't know whether that's the first bunch that's trying to balance it before they got another, and not before they got that fellow by the name of Bird to come and work on it. It was a lead in there. But nowadays it wouldn't be these fellows that got books and stuff. It wouldn't be nothing complication. I mean, you know, they'd know how to do it. Like David's working in one of them things now. They're redoing it. My son-in-law is an engineer. That's where he's at in Augusta, Georgia. I believe it's Augusta. Yeah, I know it is. they called him down there, and he's down there. Said he'd have to be down there about a year or a year and a half or something. That's what he thought.
I was wondering, you know, you have this secondary, you had this as a
Yeah.
backup, and the old generator as a backup in there. Did you have a flume that went to it?
It all come through the way it was fixed. Yeah, it run through. You had
Uh-huh.
had a valve. It run right into it.
Right.
Yeah, it was run by water too. See, the water went right around over this.
Yep. Yeah, that was the turbine.
Yeah,
Right.
that pushed.
Uh-huh. And then you had it, and then just went, what, straight out the
All
bottom of it?
of it went down in. Yeah, it had a
Uh-huh.
it had a thing run it plumb down to the. It run to the ground. It just up off the ground about so high down there, and it come out.
The structure that's there now has kind of a basement under that concrete
Yeah.
slab.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
water-
it went plumb down.
The water
That's
went down
why,
with it.
when I slowed down there, the big fish, they'd come up out of there, and I'd flip out of there. They'd get out before the water weren't that big, and there'd be a little dip in it. I'd catch me a fish, and
Uh-huh.
there was some good ones in there.
Huh. Huh. That's really something. There weren't any transformers, anything,
Now, there was
outside the building?
transformers on top of the
Uh-huh.
hill, big transformers that they run that power into.
Uh-huh.
They'd come out of them onto the main line,
Right.
but I don't know that much about it.
Uh-huh.
There's 2 or 3 concrete slabs up on the
Yeah.
top of the bluff now, which
Yeah, but
could have.
there was power in there because they had some little old things. I don't know what they was. They looked like a bee gum over on the side of them big transformers. And somebody tore the fence down. We had a fence around. They tore a hole in it. I remember one time we had a big mare. She was young. She went picking in, got in there, and she raised up like that. When she raised up, it knocked a hole about that big through her neck. She just dropped straight down there. But I don't know who done it. That's like that crazy boy was telling you it got this rented down there, that he got into the pen.
Yeah.
They come over him and his brother somewhere. He said it knocked him plumb out, didn't it?
Sure did. He said he crawled over the fence. Of course, he was a kid.
Yeah.
Didn't have any business in there. And,
Well, it had signs all up just
Yeah.
like you've got them down here, all on the fence, all along.
But his family went on and left, and he got to messing around in there and got knocked cold on the ground. And he told me he never did tell his family what happened. He came to later on and left. He never did tell his family
There was
what happened.
him and his brothers that was into something. You know, this, I don't mean everything.
Yeah.
But just into something that way
Mischief.
all the time. Yeah.
And the mischief.
If they had something other, you
Something
can't do that. That's what they had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him all his life.
Uh-huh.
He had a lot of people stayed in there. I don't know how many men stayed there. About 6, 7 more minutes. I don't know whether I can find nothing to talk about that.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
John, do you have that photograph we have of the kind of gathering of people with the dogs in it and all that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious to what,
Back in the time machine a little
if you
farther.
might know what type of gathering that might be.
Well, they had so many
Again, that's
down
an older
there.
one.
Yeah. I don't know if it was a hunting party or what it
Well,
was.
now they did come down here, a bunch of them, and hunt.
Look at that
That's
photograph
the
there.
top of the big falls, or just near the big falls. That looks older, too.
Now that was an old picture.
You think that's before the powerhouse was put in and everything?
Might have been.
I'd say that's as old as that other one with the gathering
Yeah.
of people. Yeah.
There probably was a coon hunt or something down in there. They used to come around
Old
to it.
man, yeah.
Then I can remember when I was just a kid seeing somebody wore hats and stuff about like them.
Uh-huh.
They looked, them hats they wore, but about like an old cap I've got up there, and I stick on there once in a while.
But they did have a lot of picnics and all that.
Oh,
even-
they come down
even,
here for ever since I could been big enough to
Yeah.
remember this.
Okay.
Crowds up.
Kind of a gathering place for the
Yeah,
community,
Yeah.
Cookville and everything.
Cookville and everywhere.
Sparta.
Sparta, and
Okay.
they just come from everywhere.
All right.
Of course, they come. My father had an old regular grist mill, with an old one-cylinder engine after that up there. And there's crowds that come from long distance, just to have corn and meal ground.
What kind of meal did he have now?
Just a regular grist mill that ground corn.
You're not talking about the one we were talking about this morning.
This is one run by the motor up
Okay.
right there on that field that I was telling you need to buy. It's set right there in
Yeah.
the corner.
So
Every
your father had this more recent grist mill
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Well, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I run that thing for years. I ground 50 bushels of wheat for one person one morning there.
So he ground corn and wheat for the people in the community.
Yeah, well, ground, yeah. He had a lot of stuff that's like the others. He had all kinds of old Destiny Fool and mules, of course.
Yeah.
He sold them and all. And they used to have a big mule day here. Every so many days while they'd be here from,
Yeah.
I never seen them like right along up here where they had it, right along through here. They'd be mules here, big 200 or 300 head of mules.
Mm-hmm.
That cold and snowy in the winter months, that's when they'd come with all them. But they worked that. Anything he could make a dime at, he did besides what he worked at. Of course, he didn't have to work on him, you know, like I said, when there's trouble, and then he had to take care of the lake. And he hired people to, a crew of hands, he'd take them up the lake, and they'd clean it. Back then, they thought they had to spray for mosquitoes. The neighbors were fussing about them, and they finally, some of them went to the health department. They sent some people from Nashville, and they come up here to check. They was claiming the mosquitoes are coming to this. They said, well, they didn't even find no mosquitoes on this lake. Of course, we sprayed it with black oil and kerosene together, and that stopped it. They quit spraying it, and they didn't spray it no more after that. They said they weren't gonna. They do that. I mean, that's the way it is now, though. They fuss about the, you know, the lake. I hear some of them say, oh, this here river, these fish in this there, absolutely. I wouldn't eat one of them at all. That thing's polluted worse than anything. And they ain't, but there might be 2 sewage treatment plants that runs into it way back up our Cookville and another. But they just built that 4 or 5 years ago, that new one up there. Well, you can drive right by it and you don't even smell it. It's about as good, modernized one as you could find. And all the lakes has got sewage treatment plants running out near it. But they tell about finding this, that, and the other. But now you can go to the ocean and catch a fish and you skin it. Every once in a while you'll find one that's got a worm in it. But I skin mine. I catch them bass down here. It's skin, of course. I never catch no catfish. You can catch some catfish. But they say Center Hill's all right, but this is dangerous.
I don't know, big difference.
But now I skin them, and I don't never find none that's got none yet.
I was wondering that the city of Cookville owned all of.
They bought all this and 1,000 acres up the lake.
So
The state's got 1,000 acres up the lake.
Now, the park does it now.
park's only 100 and something acres.
150 acres.
And this was all owned by the city at one
I
time.
understand. Yeah.
I thought they had 1,000 acres of. It goes plumb up yonder to Macedonia.
Well,
The lake, they
possibly
talk
in
about the
other,
river and all in there.
possibly in other agencies there may be some state land, but I mean, as far as this park,
Yeah, it don't
property.
go plumb on up.
it's only about 150 acres.
But I don't know what they done.
It goes on upriver ways from the new bridge, but it's nothing like 1,000 acres.
It don't go plumb on up 2 or 3 miles.
No, sir.
Well, now they bought land.
Not park land,
Yeah.
as far as state.
Well,
I'm
the
not
state
sure.
they must just let the park have a certain portion of
Maybe.
it.
Probably what Container Falls.
Because now I know that they used to say this lake was 1,000 acres of the lake. See, it backs up plumb up there. You know that road that goes through Macedonia? There where that's at? Well, now it went plumb up there. Backwater backed up in there, and they bought land on both sides all the way down through there. So it'd have to be a lot of land.
I don't know what's transpired since then.
I don't either. But now up here, this here bottom up here, it's right this up here around the bend there. Well, they bought once, and then they bought 11 acres from there. That guy that, when his father-in-law died, he bought that off of it. Why, he claims that's his now. But I know they bought it because my daddy bought a lot of that. He bought some of this Sliger farm. And there's a little island left in there. But you see the water